Mine's frozen.
What's that?
Kid with a French last name, Monceaux or something like that.
Miss Phil, what we eating tonight?
Star Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Miss Phil, what we eating tonight?
Star Pizza.
Rings, rings, rings. That's all you've got in this program. We're going to talk about Star Pizza. We're going to talk about some other things. How y'all doing?
The hell?
Fuck is that, Ryan?
Well, just you're a pussy.
Oh.
I'm going to go into the press conference right now. Y'all take it from here. I'll be back in a few minutes to join y'all to talk about this one. Cougars win. Take it away, boys.
All righty.
Peace. We got this. So, have you ever had Star Pizza before?
Might have had it once or twice, man.
I heard it's pretty good. I think we should all have a celebration Star Pizza.
I definitely agree, man. That pepperoni. That shit was busting.
That J1, the J1 pepperoni with rings. 8 rings, dude.
That shit is crazy. I think they said something about like he's won like a share of the Big 12 title like 4 years in a row. Like that is insane.
All he's done is win titles. They just follow him.
Man. Towns, I was thinking about this because like I look at a lot of the stuff that people say about our program, and it's more so whenever like major college basketball networks give us credit, I like to look at the comments. And then, of course, you have the trolls. And I just wonder, like, for us to be who we are, we come from a conference that no one respected, and you go to a conference that arguably is the most respected in college basketball since we can remember. How can we not? Why do we not get our flowers?
Because we don't play pretty offense. Our team plays like a bunch of junkyard dogs, and they go in and they beat people up and they beat you down. And see, the thing is that nobody understands for just a regular fan that just likes watching basketball. They don't understand what's really going on defense, and it's hard to really appreciate defense without either watching a lot of it or really understanding what's going on. But, I mean, it's real easy to watch like Arizona and BYU. Those two just going and just
90,
firing it up from
35.
35. Yeah. I mean,
I want to talk about that later, actually. That was terrible. That was terrible. But like, man, I just don't. I couldn't imagine a school like, let's say, Gonzaga. If Gonzaga went to the Big 12 and they won the first two, it's like it will be received very differently. But when we do it, it's It's almost like we weren't even supposed to be able to compete according to y'all because of the conference that we came from.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just it kind of don't. It's not adding up, down. This 1 + 1. It ain't adding up.
Hey man, that's the thing is that this is not built for style. It's not a fashion show. This is about grinding out wins, hanging banners, and flashing rings. I mean, that's all this program does. I mean, it started with you guys, and it just kept going and kept building and kept building and kept building.
This may be a little bit unrelated, but I have this theory to where I feel like whoever has the highest expectation or gets criticized the most, they're probably the best. And so I think because we always get criticized, regardless of how well we do, I think it's because we the best. Like, why not? So that's just my theory, and I'm sticking to it, man. But man, I just want to give our guys tip my hat to them. That is a tremendous road environment. You knew it was going to be sold out. It's a top 10 matchup, especially with how the game ended the last time we played them. We knew it was going to be it was going to be a war. So I want to just tip my hat to our guys for coming out, being ready, staying together. It's in those types of games, it's never easy to play in those environments because you can't even hear anything.
Yeah.
It's so loud, you can't hear. Like Coach Sampson, he could be yelling at you right in your face, and you'd just be like, I don't even know what you're saying, so don't even bother me because it's so loud in here. So it's like to win in that environment, and to win at least a share of the Big 12 title, man, that's paramount.
Wait, see, before the game started, they had their sideline reporter lady up in the student section. You couldn't hear her talk.
Yeah.
That's just Fran Fraschilla has been to a lot of big games this year, and it's been everywhere in the conference. And they said hands down tonight was the loudest they've experienced. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, we're the measuring stick. I mean, we're the measuring stick in Texas by far. I mean, this is who teams want to beat, and going into Tech, it gets said in kind of in a mocking manner, but it's a reality. We are everybody's Super Bowl. You want to knock off the big dog, and
it's kind of one of those things. It's like you can say that. It's one thing to say that, and it's like, okay, it's cool to say, but it's like it's one thing to say that and it be true. Like we're the measuring stick, and we're supposed to be the guys that aren't able to compete. But that just goes to show, it's just like, man, it's at the end of the day, in order to win, it's all about guts. The shit ain't gonna be pretty. Like it's never gonna be a beauty contest, man. It's just like, and I'm just glad that our guys embody our culture, because, man, people take for granted how hard it is to win a game. My team, the team that I'm on this year, we just won 2 in a row, 2 games in a row the first time this year, and we've been trying like shit. But it's just like, man, that shit is hard.
It is.
Like,
it is.
You take it for granted how hard it is whenever you become accustomed to winning. Like,
well, I mean, we win so often. We win so consistently. We don't notice everybody else falling beside us.
Yeah.
I mean, you see all these teams struggling. I mean, Texas Tech had to go to overtime to beat Iowa State just a week and a half ago. Teams lose to teams they shouldn't, but we've so far in conference only suffered that once against TCU. TCU was the only real true upset. I mean, technically, I guess Kansas. Weren't we favored in that Kansas game last year?
I think. Oh no, I don't know about that one.
I mean, technically,
I think
the betting line.
I think we may have been. Though.
Yeah.
But shit, that don't mean nothing over there in that building. Shit.
No. So tonight 69-61. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a great number to end on.
Another highlight was J1 going 10 for 12 from the free throw line.
What the hell is that?
That's called work, showing up, man. That's what it's called, Tom. That's why you work, man. You just never know when the work is gonna show. But him.
I think he was 7 for 7 or 8 for 8 at one point.
He made several in a row. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's huge for J1, but it was huge for the team because it's what kept us in the lead.
Yeah.
He kept making free throws. He was struggling from the field and kept making free throws. And then he made a couple of big plays there towards the end.
And then also when he goes to the line, and let alone when we're in the bonus, whenever he's making 2 free throws at a time, it's like those aren't empty possessions. Those are possessions that you're walking away with 2 points. So it's just like, and it's kind of a morale booster for our offense and as well for him, because let's say he misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Now it's like, fuck. And it's like the next time he might not want to get fouled and go back. It becomes a mental game then. But whenever you're making a decent amount in a row, that does wonders for your offense for sure.
Yep. And the thing that's really starting to develop here in the second half of this conference season is we are becoming more and more unguardable. And when I say that,
there's a lot of weapons, man.
You can put all your focus on shutting down LJ, and guess what? Milos is stepping up, and not only stepping up, but hitting a freaking bomb to rip out their heart and just take a big giant bite out of it. Yeah, I mean, that 3 was huge.
I knew it was good too. I knew it was good.
Oh yeah,
I knew it was good. That's crazy too. That is crazy. But it's like, I feel like that's just, I remember Coach Sampson used to always say, the strength of our team is our team. Right. And it's like, let's say LJ, he doesn't, obviously tonight, he didn't have his normal offensive output. But, when you got a guy like that who can generate so much gravity, all it takes is one shot, and you don't want to let him get that one shot off. So it's like you're going to always be on your P's and Q's with him, whether he's having an on night or off night. So then that just, because he generates so much gravity. If he goes 0 for 5, it's kind of like if Klay Thompson goes 0 for 5. You're not helping off that corner because that one might be the one that kill you, that leads to 2 and the 3. So it's like you kind of got to guard him honest, and it kind of opens up the floor and allows our, Los to get in the lane, get that little float in. It's like it allows all of our other weapons to kind of show themselves. So, I just think that our team with our shooting and with J1 on the block and the inside is like we're so well balanced offensively.
Yeah.
And it's just like I think Fran Fraschilla said, it's like you just never know whose night is going to be, because we can attack you in a bunch of different ways, and we have a lot of weapons offensively. Yeah,
when it's proven so far, you got 4 guys that could pop for 20 any night.
Literally.
So I mean, pick your poison.
That is not an exaggeration.
Who do you want to?
Lowe's, E-Man 1, L, shit, TR's 2, Terrence, shit 5. Shit. It's like you just like, and then you look up at Kansas, Malik. It's like you just never know whose night is going to be, man.
I'm glad you mentioned Malik, because he made 2 huge buckets and did it in. See, I'm a fan of guys who work their ass off the ball, guys who were looking to get open, and he had 2 backdoor cuts that was just left him wide open. It's just beautiful to see.
Yeah, I could tell with Malik, he was kind of playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. You can see how aggressive he was being, and I remember, I think it was in the second half, he had made a turnover, and sprint back on defense, got the ball back. And I was just like, man, that is our culture in a nutshell. Like, just, if you make a mistake, fuck it. Get your ass back on defense, try to make it up. And that's exactly what he did, and he got us the ball back. And I'm just like, man, I know for a fact that his turnover is going to be on film, but how he recovered from that turnover is going to be the focus of that clip on film for sure. That shit was, man, that shit made me feel good on the inside. But also before Ryan gets back, I want to talk about Los.
Hit it. Hey man, you're the godfather.
The kid can hoop. The kid can hoop. It you know, I remember when Coach Sampson started recruiting me, we had played in this tournament and we played against the Houston Hoops. They had De'Aaron Fox, Jared Vanderbilt, all the NBA players in Houston. Busted their ass. And then the following weekend we had a tournament in Dallas. And that's when Coach Sampson offered me. And I remember whenever he called me, he was like, I wanted to offer you the first time I saw you, but I wanted to see if you can do it again. And whenever I did it again, that's what made him pull the trigger. And it's kind of like with Los is he's been having good games, but having that type of game in this environment, yeah, you're that guy.
Oh yeah,
like you are in full and complete ownership of this team, of this offense. Like yeah, it is. He looks comfortable. Like it's almost like he's in a flow state, man. It's kind of just he's just so cerebral with it, man. It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, said it's wild to see how different a player he is from now.
Yeah, and it's like also I just personally, whether he's on or off, I like when he shoots over 10 shots a game. I feel like him being aggressive and whatever shots that he's generating for himself, I feel like that helps our team. Like the more aggressive he is, the better, whether he's making it or missing it. So, but I'm so glad that he's turning the curve. Like he just looks so sure of himself, man. He's a completely different guy from, who we've seen playing against Auburn. Like he a different monster.
Well, there was one time early in the year, I forget which game it was, but I forget who it was, but our opponent was making a point to attack him.
That was early. I think that was UCF or that might have been early in the conference season.
And
if I'm not mistaken.
You were offended by that.
Yeah.
You were offended.
I was like, nah, but that ain't. And I've been overly critical because like I know what our coaching staff, I know what they think he is. And
well, I don't think you're overly critical. What you are is you speak to the standard of what's expected out of that position.
Yeah.
Especially. But the thing about Milos, I thought he was going to be good. I thought he was going to be good whenever we got him from OU. I was like, okay, he should be serviceable. He's turned into a player I didn't imagine he could be. I did not know he had this.
I did not see this. I thought this would probably be more so next year. But I mean, when you have an established culture, you have coaching staff breathing confidence in you, and you're putting in the work. Shit, what else can you expect? It's like it's gonna happen, and it's like it's so easy to kind of get on board when you got guys like J1 telling you, bro, be aggressive. And you got guys like LJ, be aggressive. E-Man telling you to be aggressive. It's like it kind of like shit. I ain't got no choice. All the dudes who I was worried about like stepping on their toes, they're telling me to do. They're telling me to do this. So it's like shit. Fuck it. But yeah. I'm just so glad that whatever the click was, it happened at the right time and it happened so organic. Like it wasn't like we literally watched the process. It wasn't like something that was just a fluke. He's that guy. He's that guy.
Well, it wasn't like he was developing this all in the lab behind the scenes. He was doing it right there under the bright lights every single night.
Yeah.
He's been, I don't know, and I really do think it speaks to the quality of this coaching staff. Is that you don't come here just to be who you are. Okay, you come in here who you are, but this coaching staff is going to take you to places you never thought you could be. I mean, it's easy. It's an easy kind of parallel whenever you look at it as far as like weight training. A good strength and conditioning coach is going to make you run further than you thought you ever could, or lift more than you ever thought you could. In this, they do that here also, because if you can't run, then you're not going to be here. But from a skill and overall player perspective, they are going to make you something you never thought you could be.
Yeah. And honestly, the mentality that they breed, it's not healthy. Because there's no reason I should be thinking I can do. Like yesterday, I remember we had a game. I had a jump ball with a dude. He was 16. I had to strip the ball out of his hand with my left hand. I'm like, do some fucking push-ups. Like, I'm like, something's wrong with me, bro. I should not be doing that. But it's just like that's just it starts out with Bishop in the summer. Like Bishop, it starts with him. He's kind of the gold mine and the secret in our program, and he's done a tremendous job with our guys. He definitely did a tremendous job with me. So, but back to the game though, is like it kind of just these types of games are my favorite to play in and watch because every possession, especially early on in the first half and even kind of midway through the second half, is like every possession feels like it's do or die. Like
Yes.
your chest is kind of in the air. You're damn near talking to the TV. It's like those are the best types of games, and it's just like I just feel like those games bring out the guys who got the nuts. They're always going to show up, and that's why I love those games, man.
It's like every time you score, you want to push it further. You want to get a stop, get more. Every time they score, you feel like you got to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah.
And that's one of the things I know. I know we all love blowouts, and they're fun. And I'm not saying that it's great to be close, but these close games, that's what our guys are built for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, late in the game, everybody's dog tired, everybody's banged up. Floor burns, got to put some Band-Aids on because you're bleeding. And you can't breathe. I mean, your legs are heavy as hell. Everybody's tired. Okay, who's going to win now?
Yeah, when the playing field is even. That's for sure. And it's like that's something tough to overcome. When them legs is heavy, it feel like you running through water. It's like, man, fuck getting back on transition defense. Man. But also what I wanted to talk about was kind of like LJ and his maturity. Like I said, I think I said earlier, like granted, he didn't have his normal offensive output that we're accustomed to, witnessing him do and whatnot, but he still found ways to contribute to winning. And that is just a sign of a guy. He gets it, man. And it's just like there's a lot of ways to impact a basketball game. And I remember Coach Sampson used to always say, like, if, because throughout the course of a season, you're going to have highs and lows. Shooters there are going to be times where you're making probably 5 threes a game for 5 games. And there's going to be some games where you can't throw shit in the ocean. But how you handle that is just like, LJ he gets it, man. And he gets it. He gets it. Like it's a great deal of maturity that goes into that mindset. But he just gets it, man. He gets it.
And we say this a lot. It's easy to play when things are going well.
Yeah.
But I mean, they did everything they could to take him out. But at the end, 2 huge rebounds put the game on the line.
Yeah.
Tech's making that late charge. Like you knew it was coming. You knew they were eventually going to hit a 3. Maybe 2. But he made 2 huge rebounds. Huge.
Yeah.
And hats off to Tech because we know what it's like to be without our best.
Yeah. I love how they try to sit here and say, we lost because it's like, well, shit, y'all clearly are not familiar with us and our body of work. Needless to say, man. But yeah, I think what Coach Sampson says is like, if your shot's not falling, get lost in another part of the game. So if you're not making shots, over communicate on defense. If you're not making shots, be the first one to dive on the floor for a loose ball. If you're not making shots, be the first guy, the low man, step in and take a charge. Do something to contribute to winning. And he always talks about how the basketball guys, they'll reward you. So if you're doing your job and, you know, doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to fuck around and make a good play or get a steal, kick it to Los, run your lane, get a transition three, boom. Now you're out of your slump. Because, like, a lot of times, like, even with great shooters, you get lost in, damn, I missed one, I missed two. And it's just like you just got to don't worry about that. Just get lost in other aspects of the game, man. I feel like last game with Emmanuel, he showed glimpses of that. He didn't have, you know, in the first half against, Arizona State. Wasn't really making shots, but second half, because he played such great defense in the first half, second half, he was able to run off about 4 trays. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You just got to do your job.
Same against Iowa State. I mean, he started off, I think he was 0 for the first half, and then his first 2 times touched the ball, he took it to the rack and then got loose.
Yeah. So, but one thing, I don't know if you peeped this, Thomas. I got to ask you this. JoJo Tugler.
I was about to bring him up.
Huh?
I was about to bring him up.
Love the kid to death, man. But I don't know which game I said this, but it's like his discernment. And it's like towards the end of this game, you're going to go foul a dude shooting the 3, and your fucking arm span is 10'12". Brother, let him get away with that one. And I'm just like, bro, what is going through your mind? And I remember Coach said, he was like, you guys are going to make my hair turn gray. It's like, now I get it. It's like, y'all about to make my fucking hair turn gray. It's like, what are you doing? That is like, you about to sit, you almost killed the dude shooting 3. Like, why? Like, why do that?
Well, and to be fair, TA did the exact same thing in the first half. He fouled a dude shooting from 28 feet.
Yeah. But I mean, with JoJo, he's in foul trouble every game, so he's kind of worn out his grace.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Well, see, the thing, you know, I thought he played phenomenal.
Me too.
For the
rim
most
protection
part.
And all that, yeah.
When he only had 1 foul in the first half. And it's like once he got into the first half, he must have like he looked at this,
he saw the 1 foul. Cool.
Oh, I would have teared
the rest of these.
I would have teared somebody up. You know, he had a couple of good fouls, which you know, whenever you're a big man and you're going to get fouls, get him on the rim, denying shots.
Yeah.
I mean, he even had he got called for kind of a bullshit one whenever he dove for a loose ball.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little soft, but he stopped a fast break. So I'm like, okay, you know, you took points off the board.
Live with that one.
But one thing he showed tonight is how much better this team is with him on the floor, because not only is he blocking a shot, but he's changing shots.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the key. That is the key. Because I remember when we played, we used to play UCF, and Coach Sam used to talk about like Taco Fall.
Yeah.
And he would always say it's not about the shots that he blocks, it's the shot that he changes. And it's just like that is almost equivalent to a block shot, because you're having to alter what you wanted to do. And it's like JoJo, he has a great gift of being just super mobile. He's super active. He's super just hyper almost. Yeah. So it's like him being when he's on the court and he's able to play extended minutes. I mean,
he changes the game completely.
Yeah. And but you know with JoJo, you got to live with a couple questionable mistakes, but like with his effort and how hard he plays, he'll always compensate for the mistakes that he makes.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, I've said this once and I'll say it again. Our coaching staff, I feel like, because especially with Quantas, because he's been there, he's done that, he's seen the biggest stages of basketball at the highest level. you know how to get guys. That gives you an advantage on knowing what it takes to get guys prepared to be able to do certain things in certain moments. You know, it's like I just find it weird how like a lot of coaches now, they haven't really played. And it's like, well, if I was going to war, I'd want a general that probably done served, not one that's done research on how to be a I want somebody that's been in the field, because you know what it takes, and you know, like in any given moment during the course of a game, especially in that type of environment, you might know what I'm feeling because you had that same feeling. And it's just like, I just think that is just paramount for our, like, Coach Q. He's been an invaluable piece to our program since he's been hired. He's made an impact literally from day one, because it was with me literally from day one. And I don't think people know how valuable that is to have someone like that in your program.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Like Quanis I really do think he is going to be a tremendous, whenever he decides to take that step, he is going to be a tremendous head coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, it's getting a little warm up in here, Towns. Let me go ahead and show my shit off. You know, we got to use it versus everybody. Like, man, I feel like especially, what was it? It was like a call. I don't know if you remember this call, but it was in the second half, kind of late, when E-Man kind of dove for the ball, and the ref called a foul, and it's like he didn't even touch him. It's like, well, shit. All you got to do is just fall. You gonna get a whistle?
Yep.
Well, shit, what? Just fall, bro. Just run and just fall. You're gonna get a call. Like, that shit was bad, man. That shit was so bad.
The one thing I wish our guys would do is dive. I wish we'd take some dives.
No.
Do that soccer flop, because but our guys just take a lot of damage. That's not it. That's not who they are.
So wait, so how many conference games do we have left? It's 3.
3.
Man.
Got Cincinnati, Kansas, then Baylor.
And Kansas is senior night, right? Because we played there.
Yeah. I think so. I probably should.
I'll
wait for Ryan to get back. I don't care.
Yeah, that's.
But hey, Saturday we bring out the ladder. Got to close it out. All we need is one more to get the outright. All we need is one more.
Crazy, man. In the Big 12. I'll never forget me and Armani. Like, we'll be watching like a lot of the games together. Oh shit! Hi, Ryan. Nice for you to join us.
Yeah.
But we'll be watching the games together, and it'll be like Texas and Oklahoma, or whoever the case may be. A big, like, ranked showdown, whatever type of game. And it's just like, we just never thought that would be us. Like, that with the conversations that we had amongst ourselves, we just never thought, like, damn, that could be, and for that to actually be us now is crazy.
It's like they're almost in a different world.
Yeah, it's actually kind of surreal to me, honestly.
Oh, absolutely.
This shit is still tremendous. Fucking Monceaux, how do you do?
Welcome back, son.
Brad, you look especially well tonight.
I think I know
so
why.
I'm proud of you. I was told last night that I have been mean to you, and I just... So what we're going to do is we're going to change the branding of this show. It's not going to be Cats anymore. It's going to be the Brad. And we're just going to go with that. We're going to have your face there above your other face. And we're just going to keep that because I appreciate you. I'm a Brad appreciator.
Thought I was a donut. You tried to glaze me. Ooh. Woo. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
What is happening?
God is great, Ryan. All the time.
You know what? While we're here, while he's eating, gotta hide
That's
that
a
for a
good
second.
one.
Star Pizza.
Yeah, just keep your mouth down. Is he eating Popeyes? He sure is.
He
Tear
is.
through that the drumstick.
That
Damn.
thing did not last at all.
Good Lord.
Holy hell.
I've never seen somebody
Hey,
eat
brother.
both ends of the drumstick at the
Brother,
same
we
time.
don't waste food around here, man.
No.
We don't waste food around here. Mm.
Let's go to some comments before we get into Ryan. I haven't
Y'all
even done
noticed
any
that
of this.
I have put the ladder in the background.
I did.
Yeah. That's
Hell of
for
a
cutting
win.
nets.
Yes. More league championships in 2 years than Tech has.
I can't lie.
20.
I
It's
fucking hate,
almost 30.
I hate Tech fans. They're very shitty.
Yes.
Very shitty. I think I've shifted my shit from Kansas to shifted my focus from Kansas to Tech.
They talk a lot of shit.
Fuck Tech.
Let's see here. What do we got?
I'm looking for their last banner for a regular season, and it looks like it's 1984. Maybe
Can't
I'm
seem to
wrong.
find one.
Hold on. They got one. They got one
banner.
year they went to the Final Four, I believe.
Yeah. Hakeem was in
A regular season or a
I think-
conference tournament?
I don't know. It's 2018.
Because I don't care
2018, I
about
believe.
2019. Is what the Final Four banner says.
Let's see. UH Coug Nation 92. Great defense. We won the lead with Malik and Francis. You know, it was pretty impressive that I looked up and we had at one point it was Malik, Francis, TA out there on the floor inside of 5 minutes. And I think we had like eight or 9 point lead at that point. But we kept the lead. And actually we didn't start getting the lead cut in until we went back to all the starters.
That athleticism, man. That length and athleticism, that makes a difference.
Matt Ebal, huge win, beat consecutive top 10 teams on the road.
Can we? You did that, but you just beat consecutive top 10 teams in 48 hours.
Yeah.
I am certain it's happened before in a regular season. And it probably happened last year, and I'm just not thinking of it. But that's strong in a weekend.
Yeah.
And
Great weekend.
Even cooler that it's the second one was a turnaround on the road.
right.
That's the harder one to win.
Here's a little behind the scenes. So they play Saturday. Practice was scheduled for us to go at the end of practice at noon yesterday. And they moved it to 12:15. And then they moved it to 4 because they had plane issues with the weather, getting in, getting out. And so, I mean, it just kept stacking up and stacking up. And so they got in last night, came and did shoot around, and then had all day to sit today. I'm sure they took in all the attractions. But, you know, it doesn't always happen exactly the way they want it to. And, you know, it worked out for them.
You know, Ryan,
Yeah, Galen.
just imagine losing and then having to go home in Lubbock.
Go home to Lubbock? Or
in Lubbock. Like, yeah, like living in Lubbock, that's a tough day. That's a tough day.
It wouldn't be what I'd hope for.
Wind
myself
blowing
personally.
50 miles an hour, fucking cold as balls, everybody around you with herpes. Can't even go down to the corner store to get a drink. You got to get 15 miles away.
Okay, now that is the part that I did not quite understand. Everything feels like it's close in, but then you look on a map for something and it's 30 minutes. It's like, what is happening? It's a weird town. It was 74 when I landed this morning. And when I leave here, it'll be like 35. No, thank you. Tired of this.
I saw Ryan's plane, and there's no way in hell I would fit on that.
You could not walk sideways down that aisle.
I mean, that bitch would be flying like this.
That commute air.
That's the type of plane that lands
so
upside
small
down.
That Towns would have had to stand 2 rows into the plane just to pee into that toilet. Have we talked about this?
We have not, actually.
Why don't you tell us about it there, Galen?
Guys, get your gear. Get ready for March Madness. Tap in with us, man. OneSupCentral.com. Great gear, great people. I'm the people. Tap in. So we even got my boy Towns. We got him situated.
Wait, we're not splitting that revenue?
You said what?
We're not splitting that revenue?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right.
Look at this, Galen.
That's fine.
Look at those sleeves.
You feel me? Nice and accommodating.
Exactly.
For the Bradley.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
See, y'all made it my world. I'm just,
Yeah, man. Gotta accommodate my guy.
See, that's
the Brad.
Oh, not the Brad. Hey, he had a good hair day just like I had a good hair day on Saturday.
That's a shame Galen wasn't here for it.
Hey,
Anyways, go on with your thing.
Hold on. Well, we gotta talk about this turd in the punch bowl. Another undermanned squad playing us rough or playing us tough.
All right, I just talked to Kelvin about this, and his exact quote was, and no offense, Scott, but his exact quote was, "I'm tired of hearing from the stupid people who think that just because you're down a man means you're a lesser team." And he gave the example of OU last year. You're down Terrence Arsenault. You're down JoJo Tugler. Jawan, who had his knee scoped or drained the day before, lacerates the webbing, misses 12 minutes because he's bleeding. Won the game. Didn't make excuses. It wasn't about, oh, well, we didn't have this. They just won the game. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're missing a guy. You're missing 2 guys. You're at home. There's 12,000 people here. Great environment, by the way. Awesome. Win the game.
Well,
you can't go 1-18 like they just did.
Galen, answer me this. Fran was talking about this in the broadcast, is that their game plan was to shoot 25 3-pointers. To me, that sounds really, really stupid. If you got your 2 gunners out, and so you're going to rely on your backups, you're only going to play 6 people while you got Toppin there, who's actually your best scorer. I mean, in my mind, the ball goes through that guy every time down the floor. And if he has to shoot 35 times, he's got to shoot 35 times. Because I ain't putting the game in these other guys' hands who haven't done anything.
Towns, that's the sign of when you play a good team, you tend to overthink it. But it's just like they know we monster the post. And so you can tell early on that when they practice that, and they practiced going against it, and they kind of overloaded the weak side because they made the decision before we were able to get to the monster. But they probably felt like those were the best looks that they can generate. And if it was an open shot and they made it, good for them. And they probably thought that we'd be out of position to rebound. So, but when you're playing a team that doesn't really give you much, you might tend to overthink your game plan.
Right.
So, but yeah, I heard him say that, and I was just like, well, I can see how they may think that, but I don't.
Once he said that, I was like, if that's your game plan.
But it's like, I remember Coach Simpson, he said it was one game, he was like, man, a lot of times we just try shit. We just throwing shit to a wall, hoping that it stick. We don't it's just trial. All coaching is just educated trial and error. You never know what's gonna work for certain. So that's why you got to try. If they make half the shots they miss from three, it'll be people will be talking about how great of a coach he is, and it'll be a different conversation right now, but so, you just never know how it's going to unfold throughout the course of a game.
Let's get through some of these more of these comments. Winning is hard. Don't ever forget that. Don't take this for granted. Hell no. Hey, again, these are the good old days. Everybody, you're being
not
notified.
In Tulsa.
These are the good old days. Never forget that. Let's see. Oh, our annual Big 12 Championship edition of Cats.
We're going to do another one, most likely. And you're going to cut the nets Monday against Kansas. My guess. Some media people disagreed with me that you'd do it Saturday, but I don't think you're doing it Saturday and turning around and playing Monday. Just don't think that's happening.
Why not? Because, I mean,
U of H, they've always done it where it's the last home game of the year. They've won it prior and did not do it because, I mean, maybe Kelvin says you got to win today, Monday, to cut nets.
Once heard Galen say first team to 60 wins. He ain't never lied.
You know who wins?
It's such limited possessions in college.
Can we be honest about who wins?
It's us.
Toughest team.
Ha.
Oh, you got to get that comment off, please, Brad. Mr. Brad. Amazing Brad. Toughest team wins. These are the T-shirts they handed out today. They left, I believe, on a whiteboard or something in the locker room at Fertitta, toughest team wins. And they took this photo, and McCaslin tweeted it out after they won at U of H, which they absolutely should do. You win on the road, you get to talk all the shit.
Yeah,
that's the rule.
You do, but you have
you better hope that's the only time you play them.
Yeah. Exactly. You better not fuck with the beast.
Yeah. And then you come in and immediately start. Jawan gets fouled. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. It's early in the game. He gets fouled, and they start their chant. And he heard it. And Jawan, who's made 2 free throws in a row like 3 times in the 40 years he's been here, made his first 2. And then he made his second 2. And then he made his third 2. And he made his fourth 2. He heard the chant. He blew him a kiss after the first 2, which he got, Kelvin got on him a little about that. But I asked Jawan about it after the post-game interviews. He was like, yeah, I heard. I knew what they were doing. He said they stopped calling me that after a few times. I was like, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't call you that in the second half.
Hey, my mom chimed in, says great win.
Back.
Hey, Mom.
What up?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for figuring out the typing thing.
Have you been deleting these comments that that you've shown, the starred comments?
All the ones above, yes.
Okay.
Kingston Fleming's talking his shit tonight.
Saw that. Made me proud, man.
Hey,
we're going to talk about recruiting in a little bit. Koa Pete about it.
I'm not trying to hear about it.
Well, but there's a reason. I asked, but allegedly asked.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Tech fans are trash. A lot of them are. I will say, though.
That's what that is.
2 of my best friends are tech grads, so
yeah,
they're actually pretty cool.
Says a lot about you, Towns.
Hey, man, I befriend
a lot
everybody.
about a guy.
I agree. Fuck him. Nobody likes him. Wait, I'm being mean to Brad. Sorry. Not being mean to Brad. We never, ever do that.
There's a lot about you,
We love
Towns.
Brad. The Brad.
Star
Pizza, my Cougs. Let's see here. Malik provided good energy off the bench. Credit to Tech that guarded LJ very tough tonight. Yeah, they did. I mean, that seemed like defensively that was their game plan. Take LJ out, and it worked.
Make yourself vulnerable to the other 4.
Well, and that's we've talked about it in the past, is that really at this point you got to pick your poison and just hope it works.
Yeah.
And hope everybody else misses.
And that's what coaching is. Is like you when you kind of cut off a guy like LJ, you cut off his water, and then Lowe starts having success. That could be worse for you because him having success won't only help him. A lot of guys are going to feed off of his, his ability to draw a command like a double team and get in the paint. So it's like it's arguably worse than if L catches fire because when L gets going, it's only L going. If Lowe's gets going, E-Man might get a couple trays. You might get TR. You just never know what that can lead to. So it's it's how do you want to die? Drowning, freezing to death or drowning to death? Shit, it's man.
Tonight Tech chose rip our heart out and then urinate on our soul, courtesy of Milos. Another 3 for Milos.
God, man, I'm so glad he didn't. Man, I'm happy for the kid, man. I just know it was tough on him early. I know it was tough on him early on because
here's a good one for you, Galen. Does coach say anything different before games like this, or is it just business as usual?
He doesn't say anything different. You just know it's different. Like it'd be games like this where the message is very simple, but you're so ready to play. You know what's going on. Like it ain't much to say, and like he has a great pulse for that. Like he knows, he has a great pulse of what to say prior to and pregame for sure. But
if he treated it differently, y'all would treat it differently, right? But
I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't even say that because we know that they ended our losing streak at home. You got a bunch of guys who are used to winning. Like it's so. Are you saying in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, tonight this was Kelvin didn't have to say a word.
Yeah. He could have walked in that like, fellas, y'all ready? And that been the pregame. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he has a great pulse of of the vibe of the team. But when you're playing when it's a top 10 matchup and you're on the road, it ain't shit to say. We know what's going on. And those are the type of games you don't have to worry about guys not being ready to play. It's those guys are going to be geeked to get on that court.
Agreed.
Let's see here. Where's my next one?
Yeah,
here we go. How tough is a team to win a Saturday huge game against ISU?
Let me answer this. Galen wouldn't know. He's never won a game. Yeah, go ahead.
Good one.
Well, he knows how it is to play the follow-up game. But how tough is it to be able to do that turnaround?
I mean, I couldn't even imagine playing games of that magnitude, of that intensity, that close together. So, but you beat a team like Iowa State, who's very much cut from the same cloth that we're cut from. That's a tough, gutsy win. It's college game day. You got people telling you how good you are and how this and that, and that could kind of be your detriment if you don't have the right mindset. So, for our guys to be able to go out to Lubbock, a hostile environment with their supporters going as crazy as they were going, that just says a lot about the maturity and how our level of focus as a team. So, how tough is it? Super. I mean, you can't really put it into words because it's like in environments like that, you can't even hear the person in front of you talking. So it's those are the best environments to play in because you love upsetting the home team crowd. You love just sending them home. Just the groans that the crowd have when you make a shot, and it's just like, oh, love that shit. Take your ass home with this stuff. But yeah, man, it's super tough. But like our team, they're mentally tough. Coaching staff mentally tough. We're built for moments like this.
Another culture win.
Yeah.
All right.
And
can we do this real quick?
Ooh,
Juan,
you're the man.
Buddy. Just want to shout out to our dude Galen and his substantial brand.
Tap
Me and my
in,
fan
man.
members have ordered lots of his merchandise, and we all love it. Appreciate that, Juan.
Hey, Juan, find me on Twitter at G_Robinson1. Got something for you, brother.
Or Instagram.
Or you can take your ass to onesubstantial.com.
Or IG. Hit you up there.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my handle is versatile. You know, it's the same across the board.
Yep. There you go. That's the way to do it. Go ahead, Brad.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's.
This is what I was going to say. It's been mentioned a couple of times. What are you doing, Ryan?
I don't know.
This game is a great experience to prepare for the tournament, win a tough game, come back 48 hours later for another tough win. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's when we're in this type of scenario, getting into the late season, especially here in the Big 12, because we'll have a Saturday game and then we're turning around and playing on Monday. It really is from now here on out. It's tournament time.
Yeah.
So each week turns into a small tournament itself, each round, and we're just trying to advance. Luckily, we got this W out of the way, so at least we got a piece of the title. Why not go out and win them all?
Selfish with the love.
Just go win them all.
The praise, yeah, for sure. But what was the blue blood comment that it was just up?
It was the same guy, Gene. What is the difference? This is the difference between the Blue Bloods and U of H. Blue Bloods plays a team missing a key player, no mention, while U of H plays undermanned team. They didn't mention Jamal last year, Duke. Yeah. I mean, you did it 2 years ago with Marcus, who injured his groin and he wasn't right.
Yeah.
And 3 years ago it was Marcus and
Tremont.
Thank you. You know, it happens to everyone. I don't think U of H has been lucky in this scenario. But there's no reason anyone should have any sympathy. Connor, I have no sympathy for anyone missing players after the last 3 seasons.
Oh, God, for sure. And it's like, the funny thing about it is Tech can boast about their win at our crib without their head coach and best player, but now you want to weaponize that when we beat y'all last at y'all crib. At least you have your head coach. Shit. And your best player.
I mean, we've been there.
I mean,
we've gone through that same thing.
Fuck y'all.
And we had last year we had an entire MASH unit. I mean, we were just hoping to have bodies. I mean, didn't we beat A&M in the tournament with like 3 players left?
3 guys on the court.
We had Cedric Lav Garden, Hunter Dickinson. You got to be ready for whatever, man. Guys got to step up. You got them guys on scholarship for a reason. Make them earn that NIL.
Ellen, we needed a walk-on to beat A&M.
Yep.
Crazy, isn't it?
Milos is first team all Big 12 and should be a first rounder. Yes, all Big Team first team all Big 12. I don't want him to be a first rounder until next year.
Well,
so,
I don't think he's quite that yet.
Not yet.
He has played himself into, getting up there, but he's not quite there yet.
Even if he is, I don't want him to be it until next year. I want Kingston to have to be able to come in and go to school. Go to school.
First rounder. That's. I don't think people realize how special you got to be that type of guy. But
the good thing he does. The good thing he does have going for him is his size. He fits the mold of a prototypical point guard, and when he comes, he's really good. He's really good shooting the ball, but coming back next year with more control of this,
it's gonna be way, it's gonna be a different animal.
He turns into a big time prospect. I mean, come out next year.
He's definitely on the He's definitely on the radars this year, but yeah, next year he's probably gone. He's probably gone if he keeps this trajectory. Yeah, he's out of here. Enjoy him while you have him. We're evolving into a program that doesn't keep guys for 4 years anymore, man. You got to enjoy these guys while they're here,
or they stay 20.
One day, people will finally appreciate how this UH coaching staff identifies players, then develops them to be the best they can be. You know, I really do think that I think we'd get a lot of. I think everybody pretty much recognizes that at this point. All the media, all the wise guys, if you will, the guys who are supposed to know, they definitely give us a lot of credit on that because we haven't been doing it with super high level recruits.
No, I mean Juwan and Emmanuel.
Yeah,
good recruits. Milos didn't really do much at OU last year. LJ was not a
he averaged 8 points as a freshman. That's
okay, but I mean you did. Nobody thought he was in a conversation for one of the best 20 point guards in the country.
Nobody. I don't think anybody.
That.
I don't think anybody but our coaching staff realized.
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with trajectory, but I mean, I think I can honestly, I think that our coaching staff, they do a great job of evaluating talent, and I also feel like Kansas does as well. Whether I want to give them their flowers or not, because the kid Badunga, like I'd never heard of him, and it always seems like they get a guy who no one has heard of, and he makes an impact. Like I respect Kansas' their ability to recruit as well. Just my opinion.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Yeah, I mean, but you got game recognized game, brother.
Okay, that's fine.
Coach Sampson said, "Where is that kid going?" He said, "He's going to Kansas." He said. That Badunga kid is a monster, man.
Statman Starnes chimes in. Is Patrick Mahomes' devil magic washed? People are asking.
Yeah, he was sitting right next to their bench.
That's tough.
And, yeah, I guess.
That's tough.
Was he doing? What the fuck, Ryan?
I just knocked everything over. We're fine.
Was he doing TikTok dances over there?
No, that's a brother.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Whether you like the guy or not. And then the dude who hit the whatever shot, he went in like chest bump. That was tough.
Okay,
Ryan
so
is
that
washed.
was a full court
hole in one.
What does that mean?
Washed means you're no longer good.
Oh no, I'm not. Fuck you, Starnes. So he hit a full court putt, which
that's hard.
I mean, 90 feet. That's a long damn way.
Yeah,
and it was pretty cool. And that was like the first time out, and then Mahomes runs onto the court and does that chest bump with him, and was like, all right,
security ain't touching him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to catch up to all these fucking comments.
Well, I'll work through it for a little bit. I've got some ones I want to look at. Safety School Tech, the school you go to when you can't get into Texas State. People are saying, imagine calling a guy up and then getting your whooped by him. The boys have earned their off days. I don't know if y'all talked about this. Kelvin's giving them tomorrow and Wednesday off.
They need to get
they need a couple
that in
days.
the
Hopefully it's not all NIL work.
No, get in the training room.
Right. And
2 days? Damn.
Yeah.
Well, when they gonna do it for you?
How was Red Panda? You know, she has never been bad.
Never been bad.
This crowd was really into her. And I've never heard an ovation like she got when she ended it. And she ran across, like, she seemed genuinely happy. She's in her 50s, by the way.
She has, like, great energy.
Yeah, she's got thick ankles, but she's got really great energy. Which I guess you might need thick ankles to balance all them bowls.
What is the standard for thick ankles?
That right there.
I'm just gonna zip my mouth here.
There you go. Eat your Popeyes. Whose student section is better, KU or Texas Tech? I want to tell you, they were really good here. Last year at Kansas was just a different level. I've never been to a game like that. I probably never will again.
Wait, Ryan, did you go to Kansas this year or no?
Yes, I've been twice.
So
this year did not live up to last year. But last year they hit 30 shots in a row to start the game.
Yeah.
That probably helps.
Yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Well, how many people does Tex Arena sit?
I would guess 12 to 14,000. I don't know off the top of my head. But I'm going to tell you, this stadium is 25 years old, but it looks like it's brand new. It's just in phenomenal shape. And it's the sight lines are great. I am at the top of the arena, and I feel like I'm right on top of the court.
Yeah.
It's just great.
That's good.
I mean, there are crappy arenas. I thought Arizona, Kansas, the sight lines, but this sight line, much better. As far as student sections, it was just a different level last year. If we're comparing this year, I might give it to this, and that could be recency bias, but I really think they were good. It was fun. It was a fun environment. I'm ordering Star Pizza for that show. That's for the Big 12 title episode. I think I'm still owed a hoodie. I'm blocking that kid. Jawan shooting 85% from the line and in crunch time is huge.
Facts.
He missed 2 in a row. He hit his first 8. He missed 2 in a row. And
hey, Ryan, we got
hit his next 2.
We got a picture queued up for you.
You're making him kind of look a little older. That's kind of funny.
The fact that kind of fits. Like,
Twitter doesn't its thing.
It doesn't look that unreal.
No. I mean, you could believe that that's real, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
You just beat the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place teams almost all in a row to essentially win the title, which will happen Saturday. Could happen. When does Arizona play? Tuesday? You could win it Tuesday.
Wait, Ryan,
Wednesday, whatever day they play.
Do we have any quad 1 wins?
You might have 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
Wow, we have no quad 1 wins.
1 or 2.
What is that?
Cool.
That was only a month ago, wasn't it?
Ain't that crazy? Yeah. It was like, shut the fuck up. Shut the
Joe
fuck
Lunardi,
up. Y'all don't know
Twitter's
shit.
space today said U of H could slide into that 4th number 1 seed with a win tonight. Well, with a win tonight.
You know, I just hate how that sounds like as if like we're undeserving and we might sneak it. It's like, bro.
Well,
I mean, you're
sneaking
our body
from a
work.
2 to a 1.
But still,
Alabama
like we're a
really,
1 seed team, bro.
Right, but if it's between you and Auburn and Alabama, they deserve it, right?
I'd rather be a 2 anyway.
Well, no, it should be. It's a question of us or Duke.
Well, I read 2 weeks ago that Duke might be the greatest number 1 seed.
Well, and that's the thing about it. Duke is always going to get the. They're always going to get the nod.
Even when the ACC is having a down year.
Dude,
yeah,
listen to this. In conference, they played 2 teams that were ranked in the top 25 in the net, and they were 1-1 against them.
Hey, that's 500. Auburn is 14-2 in quad 1. No one is close to that. They're on another level.
No shades. I ain't throwing no shades at Auburn whatsoever.
Houston has won 5 quad 1 games in a row. I guess that's okay. And you had another one and it dropped out.
Yeah. It's like, how does that? Why doesn't it go based on what they were when you played them, because that could
Well,
a team could drop out of qual because of injuries and whatever the case may be. So it's like, why isn't the metric based on when you play?
well, I don't think it should be that either.
What?
What you're saying, because Kansas would be a top 10 or 12 team, and they're not. So,
But shit, what were they when we played them?
well, probably 10 or 12. I don't know their
Yeah.
exact
So then,
ranking.
why the fuck?
But they're not now, and they shouldn't be treated that way, because then you'd have 50 top 20, 25 teams.
I mean, shit. The rankings change every week.
They, in fact, do.
Ryan,
You've
were you
gotta
able to
just-
get any video from the?
Yeah, but I haven't been
Pressure?
able to look at it. What did he say?
Toughest team wins.
Well, he was asked by an unnamed person, has this team met your expectations? To which he said, I don't share that, number one. And two, why would we talk about that in the middle of the season?
Exactly. He's trying to play on that last day.
I mean, if your expectations end February 24th, you ain't much.
I think I understand the question.
Galen is going to be a terrible coach. That's rude.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
The commenter, not you, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Star Pizza.
So I was told that the staff is the plan now is to get Ramon Walker a medical red shirt or a red shirt. He did. I want to say that 2 years ago when he left the program for mental health reasons, I think he got a medical red shirt. I don't know how it works if you can get a second, but that's the plan. He has not been cleared his hand. He can shoot, but he can't have contact.
Yeah.
And so the plan is to petition for a medical or a red shirt. I am adding the word medical. They did not. Unrelated to talking to them, I was thinking about it, and Ramon makes a lot of sense with being here with a young team next year.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to have the Jawan.
You got to have a culture guy.
Javier.
Culture guy.
He is what they call. I mean, they've called Jawan a glue guy for like 20 years, and he could be that.
Ramon is
He's not
definitely a
going
glue
to
guy.
play those kind of minutes, but Ramon could be that. And if that is something that, if they could get that red shirt, I think that could be a benefit.
I don't see why not, though. I don't see why not. Didn't they just release something saying that if you go JUCO, that won't count towards your eligibility?
So yes, they should send him this summer to St. Jack and take a semester, and then.
I think at this point you just press the NCAA and they're like, approved.
Yeah, it's not like they're fighting anything right now.
Yeah.
So why not go fight?
Guns blazing.
Fight it. Koa Pete. So Koa missed his sliver of a chance to get in here in November. Chris Senack took that spot. There may or may not be a spot for him at this moment, but what I was told tonight is that he is his family wants him to stay in Arizona. They want him to play at Arizona State. It's right there. They're worried about Bobby Hurley getting fired. They think that is a possibility. And if it is, they want to see who the next coach is and if that's something they want to do. I don't think U of H is in a bad spot with him at all. Nothing has happened on their end. It's just he's trying to see, what the best spot is. And when you don't have a certain spot for him, that's fine. I mean, there was a shot, and he
Bruh,
didn't.
You're going to be in school for a year
enough.
anyway. Going to be in school for a year. Like, he's going to be in school for a year. Probably. He's not going to do the full force, so go somewhere that is going to get you mentally to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it's like
I don't know.
If you're that guy how you say you are, then go to and be that guy. Point blank, period.
But he could also, if they get the right coach there, they have talent. He could be the difference maker in being an also-ran and being around a 32 or Sweet 16 kind of team.
In the first year, I don't think so.
I just don't believe in figuring out where somebody should go. Everybody's got their own reasons. Like when you made your choice, a lot of people are probably like, what are you doing?
That was a choice that was guided by God.
Right. But
it was out of my hands. But I tell you, it wasn't because my mama wanted me in Houston.
Well, the question wasn't where you were committing. It was who you were committing to.
Exactly.
And so when you understand it's Kelvin Sampson, that's a different story.
And same thing with Koa. If he finds his Kelvin Sampson, good for him.
But I'm a 4-year guy. Period. Koa is not a 4-year guy.
Well, you don't know that.
Odds are.
When
you know,
Terrence was a freshman,
if
they
he's
were
a
telling
4-year,
you that he was a first-round guy.
but he's no. Who the fuck was talking about him being a first rounder? That was stupid.
He was on board.
What is it? Fucking Kendrick Washington was talking that shit? Come on.
Well, you're angry.
He was never a
fan of
first round guy. No, he just was never a first round guy. And people putting that expectation on him was fucking nuts.
Yeah, that wasn't fair to him.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to let that kid grow. He's got a huge ceiling.
Yeah.
But you can't expect him to be a first round guy when he's not.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, 6'6" shooting guards are a dime a dozen. Everybody's got it. You better be special.
But also, Terrence, he was a twig. Koa Pete, he fucking around going to college, might have to lose. So that is a man. That is a solid kid. So he ain't gonna have no problems moving nobody around. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine in
For
that
sure.
situation. Brad, give us another comment or two. I want to put this photo up of people that have to lose weight.
Make sure y'all floss.
Did something happen?
I think the Brad is surveying.
Says I'm worried Milos is going to go pro. I can see him getting drafted in the second round with how he had been playing lately, and you know that's valid. That's valid.
I don't know if that's valid, man.
Well, no, it's valid that somebody could take a flyer on him in the second round if he tells them I'm not going back to school. But the thing is that he's a guy that when he goes and gets evaluated, he's going to get evaluated to see where he can land high in the first round. How close?
I don't know if second round. The second round is so non-guaranteed because all it takes to fuck. But I'm saying even if you're like they call you a first round lock, all it takes is some team drafting a guy over there that you never heard of, and that fuck up the whole draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just like with NIL, it's safer for me to be here than to risk being getting drafted second round and Lord knows what. You know, it's no point when if I continue on this trajectory. Yeah, it's no point.
You have a guaranteed contract before the draft, and whether people like to hear it that way or not, that's the truth.
The thing that you're looking at, if you're trying to decide between first and second round, is
I would choose first.
Well, it's easy to come out and go to the second round. You know, you don't want to take that until you have to.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
exactly.
But you're not making this decision on what to do just this year. You're probably gonna take the NIL money to cover you this year, so you can then make the big money down the road. You're aiming for longer. So you want that guaranteed. What first contract is what, 3 years?
Yeah,
Guaranteed?
3 or 4, depending on how good your agent is.
Yeah. So you want that big money, and you want it high as possible.
Yeah.
And then you want to be able to have some guarantees, or not guarantees, but you want as much money invested into you, because that means they're going to have to hold on to your ass,
Mm-hmm.
or just start using you as trade bait.
Yeah. But then even with the NIL, with the NBA and stuff, this is gonna make more players are gonna get drafted at an older age, because
Yes.
if there's no security getting drafted, why am I gonna leave this guaranteed six-figure NIL deal to risk getting the same amount of money going second round, and I'm not even sure about that? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So it's gonna give guys more reason to stay in school.
Okay. Let's talk about the team that won the Big 12 instead of talking about maybe one guy is going to go to the NBA.
Don't we like the path though? Like from Lowe's just being, he's not this, he's not that. Oh shit, we don't want him to go pro. Love that.
Woo, he was
Love
getting,
that.
at the beginning of the year, he
Love
was
that,
getting
man.
dog cussed.
Fucking love it.
I mean, we're talking 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
3 months ago.
Going into
fans
December,
now.
he was
grinding
getting
where your
dog
life can
cussed.
change in 1 year.
But that's
crazy.
how fan bases are. And it's not just this one, it's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he sucks. Oh my God, we can't lose him. Okay, whatever. Speaking of coming in needing to lose weight, somebody posted this photo on our site the other day.
Facts. I saw that.
That's a
It's a thick kid.
That's a young man that needs to lose the baby fat. Okay, let's take a break and talk about something. Star Pizza, by the way. But let's talk about another food. This Saturday is the Age Association's barbecue. That's the U of H letter winners group. They raise money for scholarships, and they also pay for rings, conference championship rings, senior rings of athletes. They take care of U of H's athletes. This Saturday is their barbecue, their annual barbecue. They've done it for over 50 years. And it's at the athletics center this year. It's usually at TDECU in the club. There's some sort of construction issue there. So it's in the Great Hall. And there is going to be an elite panel of Final Four era players. So Don Chaney, Melvin Bell, Ricky Winslow, Larry Michaud, and our boy Dejan Giroux are all going to be on a panel talking about their eras of basketball here at U of H. The kicker is that I'm hosting the panel.
That's tough.
Right? So they said no to Jim Nance. They said no to Bill Worrell. And they said, that Monceaux, that's the way we need to go. But they asked me to do this about a month ago, and kind of got lost in translation for a little bit, but we're here. There's going to be football guys. I don't know how that panel thing works, but I'm looking forward to it. We're going to talk. We're going to go in different directions. I mean, Don Chaney and Melvin Bell have been around for 50-plus years. We're going to try to get some different views on things that have happened with them. Ricky Winslow, who I've never met, and Larry Michaud.
Mr. Mean.
That, and then Dejan. I saw him Saturday and talked with him briefly. He is the most chill person I might have ever met in my life.
D, too cool.
He's just too
cool. That was damn near his problem. Too cool. Such a cool daddy, son.
when I was little, and my best friend was a Georgetown fan, and so of course Georgetown and U of H faced off. Me and him, leading up to the game, we'd play one-on-one in my backyard, and you always play as somebody. You got to pick a player who you're going to be. So I was Mr. Mean, and he was Ralph Dalton for Georgetown, and we just sat in the backyard and just I don't know if we played much basketball. We were basically just fighting.
Tacklings, yeah.
We were just
That's how it be.
knocking each other all over the backyard. Getting up a shot every now and then.
Where did this tie in? Just curious.
Did you not?
The significance, man.
Not significant.
I was reading comments. I really wasn't paying attention. Even though this whole show,
you wouldn't know what I was talking about anyhow.
Okay.
The Brad.
Yeah.
Hey, I was
the Brad.
I was a skinny knock-knee kid when I was little. And I wasn't always tall. I'm still not.
That's what sucks about life. I was the biggest kid in 6th grade. And everybody just went this way.
That does suck.
Worked out. Man, there's a lot of comments. This is awesome. Good crowd. Thank y'all so much. Question.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming and having a good time. And seeing some ads on YouTube. Question to the panel. Should Sampson begin starting Francis again until JoJo shows progress on this fouling thing?
Wait,
no.
Do they not? They foul at the same rate.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I understand what you're thinking.
It's a good thought.
I won't
the same
do it.
guy.
I won't do it because Francis has played better coming off the bench.
Yes.
I think he plays much better as the game as he can kind of step in and jump into the flow of the game and instead of setting the rhythm for the game.
Last year's team had Francis start and won a conference title. This year's team had JoJo start and has gone 16-1 and won another conference title. And he does things that even JVR can't do. Although JVR made one of the almost coolest plays down here on this end where he rebounded the ball like right on the baseline and like flipped it back to himself. And they called him for a travel. I don't think he had full possession. He did travel later in the game. But
they called him for a couple of travels I didn't agree with.
Yeah,
honestly.
there was, but he did travel. There was one in the second half down at the other end, and that's fine. So yeah, and Pipe says no. JoJo starts. We left on their whiteboard back-to-back Big 12 champs, toughest team won.
Jeez.
I frankly hope that happened. I hope that's a real thing.
That would have been some tough shit.
Hey, man, you start walking that fine line and fuck around and find out.
And then you find out.
Do you think they found out?
Well, they're going to have they've got a million excuses on why it doesn't count.
I
mean, we can always send them copies of the Memphis banners, and they can hang those.
It's too bad that U of H does not put banners up, because the explanations underneath the championship would be so good. But Iowa State was missing, and then, they did give a double tech to McCaslin, and then Darian Williams was out, and then, Kansas is just struggling in NIL, and Arizona. I mean, it'd be a pretty good explanation.
Win the fucking game.
I mean, Kansas is such a juggernaut. They're struggling to play with Colorado right now.
I'm telling you, Colorado at home.
And people got the nerve to talk about issues. It's like, these are hard games to win. These are hard games to win. I guarantee you Bill Self wishes our problems were his.
Well, and, we talked about this a while back when we went on our little rampage. We get spoiled in the fact that we make this team and this program makes winning look so easy that it's easy to kind of get lost in how difficult it truly is.
Coach Sampson would say, son, you forgot where you came from.
You might.
It's hard to win a game, man. Son, you've changed. You've changed.
God does not like ugly. Okay, you're right. We'll take Brad off.
I thought you was about to get off, Ryan.
Yeah. That's 8 rings for Jablon. That's crazy. And a Final Four.
We're looking like Bill Russell. What the?
Yeah. That ain't
That's
bad.
crazy, bro. That's crazy.
But you do have to wonder.
That you do got
to
get him to give us the double.
Yeah, gotta flex the hardware, bro. And you know what's crazy? 9 is on the way. 9 is on the way.
Could be. Hopefully not in Kansas City. Just need to. Don't even worry about that.
Well, there's two more up for grabs. So
yeah,
we'd like to have the big one.
Yeah.
If you get that no ring, you got to get a championship belt on that.
Well,
WWE style.
That's a little played in this conference right now. But can we talk about U of H's financial troubles?
Wasn't aware they were having it.
Keep going and ruining all these nets. They have to buy more nets, and they have to go buy championships, and they have to buy banners, and they have to buy rings. It's just not a way to run a program. I don't know what that means, but I like it.
Hey, Coach Hurley, thanks for jumping in. Ropes, you just need the glasses. You got the Hurley look.
That's tough, man.
Yeah. Guard you.
Tough.
Guard you.
Can't guard you.
No, the other one, the greatest coach in the world.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, that makes a lot.
How is there such a big gap between two brothers and their ability to coach?
Because one was a shitty player and the other one was a great player, and sometimes
Towns, you know your shit. That's exactly what it is. I forget. That's exactly what it is. That's the only way he can level the playing field is being a great coach. Yeah, you're right.
Well, when you're not blessed with kind of natural talent, like Bobby Hurley was a phenomenal, unbelievable player.
Yeah. We'll never take that away from him.
But you've got to figure out different ways to be able to win, and so you can whenever you do that, you're going to be able to teach that better than guys who do it naturally. I mean, I think you think of all the great players
who have kids
in the NBA. Well, yeah,
and their kids aren't that good, but the role players, their kids are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
That's Towns, you know your shit, man.
Because I was a mediocre, shitty player. I wasn't shitty. I was just unathletic.
That's crazy.
That's why I turned into a baseball player. You don't have to be athletic to do that.
That is crazy, though. The Hurleys.
Honestly, what will it take for U of H game and atmosphere to match Tech tonight? And dare I ever say Kansas? At the very least, fans need to get into the womp-womp, but sadly they don't. So let's take that back to the beginning. You're never going to have an arena this size. You're never going to have an arena the size of Allen Fieldhouse. You're never going to have the same on-campus student population living in the dorms that these people have. U of H's on-campus student population is growing and is good, but it's not the population that's going to be radical into sports. It's a international student population largely, and that's great because it's helping U of H climb academically. What it's not going to do is get a bunch of
butts and seats,
rambunctious butts and seats.
Not consistently. I think you just have to. It's always going to be more of a struggle. You have to put out from a athletic department perspective. You have to go after those guys. You can't expect them just to show up.
Correct.
At Texas Tech, you can expect them to show up because that's where the party. That's where the party is. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what you do.
The only game in
And I'm going to tell you what the second option is. There's not one. And then you've got traffic, and you've got all the built-in excuses. And you don't have a fan base generation over generation over generation that has come to games.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids here have been coming since they were kids.
Yeah.
Because their parents always came and their grandparents come. You're never going to have that. It's an older fan base at U of H. But I think what it has grown from when Galen started here to where it is now is night and day. And that does not just happen. That has had to be built and built. And is it this? No. But it's Tech in Kansas never had to go from where U of H was to where they're now. I mean, it's not.
U of H is like new. It's like new money. Kansas Tech, that's like old money. It's been flowing.
Well, yeah, this was very new money.
Yeah, very
crypto.
Well, I think to get a real understanding of it, you have to have spent at least a little time on remote college campuses, in college towns, where the kind of the entire town, that's all it is that's the university.
Yeah.
I went to a restaurant for lunch. From my hotel, I walked one way, and then I walked another way back to the hotel. And I walked past like a Torchy's Tacos and a Whataburger, and they had the Texas Tech logo, like the real logo, like lit up on their buildings.
That's crazy.
That doesn't happen in Houston for anything. And I mean, it's just the entire soul of this town, of this region, is Texas Tech. I mean, there's nothing fighting for your money here. It's just Tech. And 25 years ago, they weren't that. They didn't put anybody in that football stadium. Now they do. Now it's a great stadium. This place had some years. There were years where their women's basketball had better attendance and fans were more passionate than the men. Okay. U of H had the same thing. It's fine. I think where U of H is at right now is a really good spot. They're going to pull all those seats that you see that are empty for most games that go to ticket brokers. They're pulling those back, and they're going to get those to fans. And so you're going to see more butts in seats, and those are going to be more passionate fans. And it's going to click. It may not be next year. It might be 2 years from now, but it's going to happen.
Well, this is where
you
I've
have
also
the right people in place for the
that's
first
the key.
time ever.
That's the key. I think I really, that's where I get real excited about our athletic director, is that he's more proactive. He has a plan of what he wants to be able to. What he wants to be able to do, and it's getting away from obligation marketing, where you sit back and say, "Come to the games because you should, because you owe it to the school to do it." We're going to give you a reason to come to the games, and we're going to constantly be in your face about coming to games. We're probably going to annoy a lot of people, but we're going to get you to the game, because then you got to have years upon years of people coming to games. And then once they start coming to games for a few years, then they keep coming back. And the reason why they keep coming back is because, well, that's just what we do. And then once you do that, you keep rolling it over and over and over. And then next thing you know, 15 years later, you look back and they're bringing their kids.
Yep. You need a cohesive strategy. What has happened at U of H is that you have a strategy, and then a year later, you have a new one. And then 2 years after that, you've got a new one. And it's because the staff changes and the people keep changing. The coaching staffs change. You need an athletics director who, number one, stays, but number two, who is actually good at what he does. Just having somebody in that job for 8 or 10 years is not good. You need the right person in that job, and he needs to be building a staff that has the same vision. It's like being connected on defense. Like, if basketball players are connected on defense, that means they've been doing this for a while, and they're connecting with each other and working together, building something. This program is, I mean, that's what this program is. That's what your entire athletics department needs to be. You need to all be connected.
Ryan,
What's that?
you've been Samsonized in the most.
No, it's not. It's not. This
Look at the little pink fella. Look at the little pink fella learning.
A defensive analogy. That is crazy.
It's something I've been thinking about for a while. Yeah.
That is crazy. But you're right, though. It is. There's a certain type of pride you got to have, man. It's the best show in town.
What it is, and I'm going to...
Best show in town.
It's not 100% this. The department is coming to Kelvin. Like, for years, it had been going tentacles everywhere. Kelvin and Willie are kind of the same person in different sports. You just got Kelvin at a younger age. And so he's pulling the department in that direction of this is what it needs to be. You have an athletic... You hear football coaches, basketball coaches all talk about being aligned. And it's the same thing, connected, aligned. Everybody has to be going in the same direction. We all know the strategy. We all know the play. We all have to run the play. And
execution.
That's where you're at this point. You have the right people. Now, you could lose an AD. You're going to lose Kelvin at some point. You're going to lose Willie. But do you have the next people, the right people in line? You obviously do in basketball. I think you're pretty set there. The AD, hopefully he's got 5 or 8 years of a run here that you can build something special. Since I came to U of H in 98, people have been saying sleeping giant. Sleeping giant. Well, you've been asleep for a long fucking time. It's time to wake up. And I think you have the right people for it. I mean, I really do believe that you have it. But now it's time to execute. And it's not just the staff and the coaches and stuff. It's got to be the fans. And it has to be buying into NIL. And there's a lot of people that just don't buy in. And I get it. But at some point you have to decide, you have to decide, are these results, is this enough?
Well, I think
all you're doing is winning every fucking game.
When it comes to that, I mean, you're not going to convince the people you would like to convince. You got to go find new ones. You got to go find new people who are going to get on board, who are going to jump in. And it's not going to be easy. But, that's just what you got to do. You can't keep going back to the same well for the 42nd year in a row. You can't keep out asking and begging the same 20 people who have been doing it for decade on decade. You got to get new blood. And I think they're going about it the right way and looking for that new blood and really working on developing those relationships. It's going to take a little time. But as you see, we're coming up with something because, the
results.
We're doing well.
Yeah. The layout of the Fertitta is not conducive to a crazy student section. I think at some point you have to move the student section. And you have the tunnel is an issue, right? And you can't get rid of the tunnel. It's just going to be there. But you can put the students around the tunnel and make it more conducive instead of having them in that corner. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be the way to do it. Or you flip the benches and then move the students to the other end of the court where they could take up that entire end zone. But that would be a huge change. So. I feel like Tom Herman in short 2 years he was here turned the city into U of H fans. He was, but that
Yeah. He was a good
drying
ambassador.
up.
He was a great ambassador, getting grills and shit with Paul Walker. Like, yeah, he definitely did his thing with that. Can't lie about that.
But he also he I mean, there was a shelf life to that. It just wasn't going to last, and
Well, regardless,
his trajectory has, but he showed that it could be done.
Right, and that's the main thing. Showed it could be done, and he caught lightning in a bottle because he had the the team. He had the team to back it up.
Yeah.
You know, I think Willie would be
this younger.
I think the Willie would have a very similar. I think he's willing to do the exact same things as far as getting out and really pushing it in the media, and getting Houston to embrace it. We just gotta have some success, and once we have success, you're gonna see him all over the place. I mean, you see him all over the place now, just not everybody recognizes him because, you know, it's hard to see us down at the bottom of that leaderboard.
Willie ain't getting no grill though.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He might get all tatted up, get a neck tat.
He might get an iced out whistle. That's probably it. He ain't getting no damn.
That would be baller right there. That would be awesome.
Does Paul, what was that guy's name? The Johnny guy?
Johnny Dang.
Yeah. Does he do dentures? Because Matt might work for Willie.
Shit. For the right price, Johnny Dang can do anything.
Yeah. It's a good win.
Great win.
It's a tough place to play. Am I missing? Did you ever play in this arena, Galen?
Never.
Yeah, I thought y'all played in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
You did some scrimmages, but
we never played in
neutral.
Yeah, never played at Tech.
I mean, this is legit. I mean, you're at a point where you have to play. You could play for another 7 weeks, 6 weeks of this season, and you only have one more road game. You'll have neutral games, but you have one more road game. You go to Baylor to end the year, March 8th, at 9 o'clock at night.
Whew.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
That's a terrible. That's bad.
Yeah, you could play a game and then see all of this game that night. I don't know your schedule, but I think you're off, or you play earlier in the day. But I mean, this is legit. Galen played LSU, Oregon, BYU. Oregon's a good arena. LSU's arena is. I mean,
we didn't play at Oregon though. It was here.
Okay, so you missed the Oregon.
Yeah, that was following year.
Okay,
yeah.
So yeah, you played Oregon here in the first game. I think.
Yeah.
And LSU, I mean, it's a big arena, but 6,000 or 8,000 people there.
It was pretty turned. That was good. It was a nice arena.
Yeah, nice arena.
I mean, like it was like a nice environment, but what was crazy was BYU.
BYU is
raging,
really great. That is a great.
People yelling at you that don't want to curse. It's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
I remember
if that was a student section at any other school, that would be ridiculous.
Man,
but they're just too polite.
I think one of their dudes, he got knocked on the ground, and it was like a student section hounded him. It was TJ Halls. He was like, "Shut the F up!"
Oh,
and it's just like you censored it coming out of your mouth, bro. Like that's kind of crazy, but to each his own.
I went to the best restaurant in Lubbock today for lunch.
Waffle House.
No, I don't think there's a Waffle House here. I'd have to look. But my flight's so early tomorrow morning, or this morning, because it's 12:17. That ain't gonna happen. Tasty Burger. There's no seating. We sat that. You can see my backpack. We sat there. We stood really.
No seating.
This place was legit. I met Joseph Duarte there, and he got an Uber, and I got an Uber, And he got there first, and he's like, "Are you sure this is where you want to go? This is a little sketchy." I'm like, "Dude, come on."
Lubbock.
But it was a little sketchy, but it was great. I went to another place called.
You can almost see Denver in the background.
Yes, yeah, that is the Pacific Ocean you see there, in the background. So yeah, but legit. You have to go look for it. I went to another place that was really good at lunch called Spanky's or Spanky's. And you were talking about BYU. 8 Mormon kids came in right behind me. They had the short sleeve shirts and the ties. They were doing
Little
work.
bell.
They
Ching,
did not.
ching,
They
ching,
didn't bother
ching.
me. Yeah. So, anyways,
Well, they could
we're
see
gonna put that ladder right there in front.
heathenness on you.
Yes, accurate. Unredeemable, they say.
Exactly.
All right, let's wrap this up because I'm pretty much going to go to the airport straight from here.
Damn.
Galen, what'd you see today? What'd you like?
I liked our grit. I liked our togetherness, our maturity. Being able to, back-to-back top, ranked wins, let alone top 10. That's hard to do, and let alone on the road in that type of environment. So, hats off to our guys. Their focus, and it's on to the next one. Survival of the fittest. Get your gear, onesubstantial.com right now. If you're watching this, take your ass there right now. The show about to end anyway.
Proof.
How does that black one with the red outline, does that look okay? Does that look good?
Yeah.
Like I can't picture it. I have the black one, just the white.
Yeah, but like
and
the
then I have the
red
blue.
outline is nice, subtle, nice and smooth, kind of like the blue one.
Okay.
But
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Pops.
All right. That makes sense.
yeah. Hold on, wait. What can you? Right there.
Right
Right
there.
there.
It says one substantial. If you look right there, it says toughest team wins. Which, they put on a shirt.
And that's crazy because
That
we used to have that
didn't
on.
work out.
We used to put that on our shirts. Just swagger jacking. Get your own shit, bro.
Get your own shit, bro. Bradley Wade.
Another professional win. I mean, doing what champions do. That's the separating factor between U of H and the rest of this conference. I mean, this is ours. It's our conference. We run this shit.
Fuck your shit, Towns.
I mean, how many times do we got to prove it? What's that? 13 in a row on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, we were told that. Oh, you're just wait till you get into the big bad Big 12. Playing road games is a different. Yeah,
We've been better than the damn Big 12.
it's just a glorified AAC team. Come on, you just get
Road
bigger
games are
paychecks.
different.
Huh?
The road games are different.
Oh, they're
UH has
different, but it don't
been
matter.
Better
It
on the road than at home.
I mean, ain't no
Easier,
different than really
frankly.
playing at Wichita State.
Yeah. Memphis, Wichita State. But you played it's every game.
But I mean, that's just the way things are. Rings and banners. That's just what the Cougs do.
It's boring.
Let's go ahead and have the ladder match on Saturday. And let's go ahead and let's win all of them. Finish this sucker with 19-1. That sounds good enough.
I don't think
we're doing better in the Big 12 than in the American. That's crazy.
I mean, we go 19-1. That'd be the most wins in a conference season in Big 12 history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because no one's ever played that many.
Well, there you go.
True that. Damn. What is like the most for regular conference?
18-0, Baylor.
Wow.
Kansas may have done it too, actually, now that I think about it. So Duarte told me something interesting, that I believe there are 24 players in this conference that have won 4 Big 12 championships. 24. 23 of them played at Kansas. The other is L.J. Cryer. That ain't bad. That's a pretty good record to have.
That's crazy.
My final thoughts are that this place was awesome. It was a fantastic environment. And it's the same movie. It's like every Law and Order. There's a little twist, but you know how it's going to end. It ends the same every episode. It's every episode. The only episode that's ended different, Tech shot the hell out of the ball to beat U of H by a point. But every other episode's the exact same.
Yeah.
But people are still watching Law and Order 25 years later, thinking they're going to get something different, but they're not. It's the same. And that's exactly how it is with this basketball program. It's the same damn thing. And I'm going to say something, and I don't know if U of H people like this. I think Grant McCaslin is a great basketball coach. I like this guy.
Yeah,
I think
I
he'll
like
be
his
great
energy.
at UT next year when Chris Del Conte steals him away like he does a lot, Chris Beard. But I would be surprised if he were here. I think this is a really good spot to be. McCaslin's young. Like, I thought he was a little older than he is. But
He's like, what, like
48.
early?
He's 48. He's between me and Towns.
I mean, dude, he's a Texas guy.
Yeah.
He is. Went to Baylor, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only if that job opened, I think you got to worry. But I think
You don't think he says yes to Texas?
No.
Okay.
No. Hey, that's no.
I mean, you and I know that Texas is not elite simply because of fan expectations.
Let's put it
and
this
dumb
way.
shit outside the program.
Texas Tech's in a good, really, really, really good spot. They got a better arena. They got a better fan base.
Very much better arena.
They've got reasonable expectations. And they've got a billionaire who keeps adding billions, who is writing big, fat fucking checks. His NIL budget will be whatever it takes. And he's not going to have 50 assholes behind him saying, why haven't you won a national title yet? Why haven't you won a national title yet? We're Texas. We should win a national title.
That's the biggest problem at Texas is U of H has one asshole, right? Tech has one asshole. UT has like 40. A&M has 40. Auburn and Alabama have 50. And when you're winning, you can keep them all in line. But if you're not winning titles and competing at the very, very highest level, you can't keep all those people in line. Brown had trouble keeping them in line.
Well, I mean, they ran off Mac Brown. They ran off Rick Barnes.
Yeah.
Stupid.
They ran off Tom Penders and Rick Barnes, and I mean they've had success, and then they've kind of since then. And
insatiable.
I don't know where they're gonna go. I think Rodney Terry he's done.
Oh yeah, he's definitely done. And I'm sure they're going to probably make a pitch to McCaslin. I think he would be an absolute idiot to take that job, to even think about that job.
If I were them, I mean, the one place I would look is the Big 12. I would make TJ tell me no, because I think he is an elite next level coach. But Grant McCaslin is just below him.
TJ who?
The guy at Iowa State.
Oh, I was saying. Oh, I don't know. Okay.
I can't say his last name, so I just say
Yeah,
TJ.
me either. Biceps.
Yeah.
Y'all know who I'm thinking? Will Wade.
That's what I would think.
That's never going to happen at UT.
Shit.
I think Will Wade could go get a job. A real
That
job.
dude can coach, man. That dude can coach.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, look, they had to in their mind they had to go get a guy with baggage in Sarkisian, and it's paid off. So they're probably thinking the exact same thing with Will Wade, especially now that what he got in trouble for is now legal.
Got something to prove.
I think Will Wade could have a lot of success at a lot of places. I don't know if UT's one of those places because you have to herd the cats. Where I've just thought and where he could be great is Arizona State. He could turn that into something. I don't know if it would happen, but he could be really good there.
I feel like that fits him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge, Lake Charles.
No, I don't want him. I don't want him in our conference.
No, of course not.
Yeah. He'd be good at Texas.
I mean, somebody needs to hire a bad coach. Utah just fired their guy today.
Damn.
Yeah. That one, a little, I don't quite understand. I think it has to do with NIL and boosters and things like that. But, okay. But so they're going to have to look for a guy. They'll probably go West Coast. Some pansy ass that doesn't play tough. But there you go. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. OneSubstantial.com, GoCoogs.com, CougFans.com. Get your dry fit shirts. How long are these going to be available? You're not going to say because why would you give people an option?
I mean, I'm submitting the order tomorrow, so yeah, man.
Okay.
So we can get them out.
There you go. And Brad is going to write 1,500 words of amazing stuff by 8 a.m. So wait for that. Definitely check that out. Thank you, Brad. Thank
By
you, Galen.
1,500 words, you mean none.
All of you. Yeah. We appreciate it. This was a great crowd. This was a lot of fun. I don't know if I want to play Big Monday every week. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, we got one more.
You got one more. You're going to end up playing 3 of the last 4. The Big 12 was like, all right, we're putting you right there.
Yeah.
We complained about all those ESPN Plus games. Now we're getting, hey, you guys happy? How you like the Mondays?
It's never a happy medium.
Well,
always one extreme or the other.
Exactly.
I think they like the Mondays. The Mondays have worked out in this conference pretty well.
Yep. I mean, it didn't matter what day we're going to whoop that ass.
BTA, built to ass.
Thank you, Galen. Thank you, Bradley. Thank you, everyone.